Hey everybody, Bart with Bicycle Rider YouTube, and I am building myself a new bike. And for you guys, you get to see the Diamondback Release 3 released into action. So I'm here in GovVelo. GovVelo is our online platform where we sell, we build and sell bikes. So this is not Amazon. This is a small shop that tries to do things right and do it with local people who love bikes, people who ride bikes. So, hey everybody, Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube, and I'm getting ready to build up a new test bike for myself. So I say for myself, but this is for you guys that maybe are interested in this bike and want to see how it rides and want to get a review from someone who actually is out there riding this bike. And that's what we are, here at Bicycle Rider YouTube. We're real. I mean, my name is Bart Luther. I'm co-owner of Biloxi Bicycle Works, which is a bicycle shop right here in Biloxi, Mississippi. We ride a lot of bikes. And it's also GovVelo. So I'm actually using one of my employees' workbenches here on the day off, and I'm going to build this bike up. So GovVelo is our online platform. We do sell bikes online. We ship them all over the United States. And I only ship bikes and sell bikes that I believe in. So last year I went to the Big Gear Show up in Park City, Utah, and talked to Diamondback. Back in the day, I did a lot of BMX racing on Diamondback. Diamondback was always that quality bike that didn't cost a whole lot of money and you got a lot of bang for your buck. So I did a lot of BMX racing on Diamondback. A few years ago, I bought a Diamondback Ceros, which was their time trial bike. Wasn't sure if I, was going to do a lot of time trialing. I didn't want to spend $6,000 on something. So for a lot less, I bought a really fast time trial bike and, won a lot of races on it. Figure I like time trialing. So, I upped my game there. But the Diamondback Release 3 packs a lot of value for the dollar. And, I do sell a lot of bikes. So Diamondback is one of those brands. Like I said, I went out to Park City, Utah. I rode this bike. It really, really impressed me. Talked to the company. I talked to their representatives. The people impressed me. Their business model impressed me. And the overall value that I can offer to my customers impressed me. So once again, the Diamondback Release 3 is about a $4,000 bike. This is June of 2022. That price can change. So at the moment, this bike's about $4,000. They're price protected, so pretty much wherever you buy it's going to be about the same price unless there's something fishy going on. So just know that's about what this bike is. Prices can change. But you get a full Shimano XT build for that price. You also get a RockShox 34. You get a RockShox DPX2. High quality components that are going onto this bike. And when I say Shimano XT, I'm 32 years old. I've been racing mountain bikes and riding mountain bikes for 30 plus years. You get Shimano XT when you want that premium feel, that premium functionality, and you've got a few bucks to spend on it. So of course XTR is the next level up. Right now I'm selling a lot of bikes with the SRAM NX, SX. SRAM builds good stuff. I've got SRAM on a couple of my bikes. It works good, but there's nothing like the premium feel of Shimano. It's been hard to get your hands on a full Shimano group set. This bike is coming with a full Shimano group set for $4,000. That means cranks, that means cassette, that means derailleur, that means shifters. It's got XT brakes on it. So it's a fully equipped Shimano XT bike with a Fox 34 float and, like I said, the DPX. So this is high quality stuff. Now Diamondback is putting this on one of their aluminum frames. So the Release 3 has what's called a level suspension on it, basically, and that means it's a 4-linked horse suspension. These things it's one of those suspension platforms that is engineered to work really well. It's very efficient, but yet it can take a lot of hits. So it's like a 130 platform in the back and about a 140 in the front. Plenty of suspension for the cross-country stuff I like to do. I'm really turning myself more into a trail rider. I'm enjoying riding the trail. Sometimes riding the trail on a cross-country bike is not always the funnest thing. Cross country is fast, and I do have a bike for that. But a lot of times I want to go out there and enjoy myself, have some of those bigger hits get absorbed from the bike rather than from my body. The older I get, the more trail orientated I want to go. And this is a great trail bike for the money, and I want to put this thing through the paces. I did before I brought this in to sell to my customers. I spent a weekend, like I said, out in Park City, Utah, riding this bike, really enjoying Deer Valley, Park City, and pushing this bike to past its breaking point. And I'm not talking about breaking the frame. I'm just talking past the point of no return as far as having suspension that's working. Having a very lively bike, me as a cross-country racer, I like lively, I like poppy, I like having fun. This bike does a lot of that really, really good and brings it to, my customers for a very good value. So it's been a year. I want to revisit this bike. So I'm building this bike up today in the GovVelo, here at GovVelo. And I am going to, like I said, go camping. If you want to see this bike in action, meet me out at Tanner Hill. I'll be there Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. I'm going to leave on Monday. So I'm going to do Oak Mountain in Birmingham. I'm going to be doing Tanner Hill, of course, since we're camping there. Maybe Lake Lurleen. There's a couple other trails I want to do, maybe even Coldwater. Let's get a group of us together, go ride bikes. I'm going to put it on film. I'm going to let people that are curious about this bike know how it rides from someone who is actually riding this bike on a daily basis. And then when we get back here to Biloxi, I'm going to put it out on the race course out of Bethel. We're having the Tux Creek Tussle, and I might race this bike during the Tux Creek Tussle, even though it is not a cross-country race bike, just to see what it can do. I'm finding out that cross-country race bikes and trail bikes do differ in speed, but not that much. They differ in weight, but once you get that weight rolling, it's, even for me, I'm a 150-pound guy. I'm a weight weenie. I've always counted grams. I'm not really counting grams that much anymore. I'm riding a 28-pound Marin Rip Zone. It feels great on the trails. It actually sticks to the trail really well. So I'm going to see what Diamondback can do compared to the Rip Zone, compared to some of the other bikes I've been testing. And I'm going to take you guys with me. If you do want to meet me out there camping, riding bikes, having fun, I'll cook up a bunch of steaks at the campground later. We can talk about bikes under the stars and just enjoy mountain biking the way I grew up doing it in the 80s. We camped and we mountain biked. It's a blast. Nowadays, everybody wants to get a hotel room, which is cool. I don't really need all that. I just need a good bike and some awesome people to ride with and let Mother Nature take care of the rest. So we're going to do that with a Diamondback. We're going to do it with a Diamondback release. I'm going to build it up right now. I'm not going to bore you with putting it all together, but it's a super solid build, a super high-end build for the $4,000 price point. And I do sell a lot of bikes. So really what I'm finding comparable to this bike build-wise is, $6,000. It's prices of bikes have gone up. I still think it's worth it, especially with the economy going crazy right now. Buy a bike, you can do staycations. Within a tank of gas, you can get to some really cool places. So it's weird to say spend $3,000 to $6,000 on a bike and you've got something you can do for a long time that's not going to cost you much money. But it's the truth, one trip to Disneyland costs you as much as this. This is tangible. You can touch it, you can ride it all year long. Not saying Disneyland isn't worth it, but this bike is coming with Blanchard wheels. They're Diamondback branded wheel, but I've heard really good reviews on it. So I might take off these Maxxis Minions. These are more of an aggressive tire. I might throw on a different tire. Other than that, I'm going to leave this bike completely stock. And the only reason I would do that is to get a little speed. I am a cross-country guy, and I might not need this much traction. Down here in South Mississippi, and even if I go out to Alabama, mid-Alabama, I'm not going to need all this traction. All this traction is great, but I do try to get a lot of speed out of a bike. So check out this bike. Keep with the video. If you like what you're doing, like what we're doing here on Bike Squad YouTube, just hit like and subscribe, and really pay attention to this build and the reviews on this bike over the next few days. If you are interested in, the $4,000 mountain bike, trail bike that's got a high-end build, and a lot of times I'll pay extra for components and let the frame eat. I do love carbon fiber frames. I have one. I sell them, but sometimes that's that barrier of entry that makes it go from $4,000 to $6,000. get you a high quality bike like this. I do like this, I'm gonna call it Seafoam. Sorry Diamondback if you called it something else, but it's an awesome build. I'm excited about this bike, and I am gonna put it through its paces, so you'll hear the good, you'll hear the bad, you'll hear my opinions on it. I don't know how much ride video we'll get, but we'll see if I can get someone to record me as I go down Jekyll and Hyde or Blood Rock, or rip this around Tanner Hill. Stick with it. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to build this thing so I can get out of here and get riding it. Stick with me. Thank you. All right, everybody. Well, while assembling the Diamondback Release 3, I did take it over to the other building there, and I went tubeless with the tires. Of course, it's really nice, and I've had some of my friends, tell me when they get the Diamondback, like it's ready to ride out of the box. And it sure enough is. So here's the box it came in. It came with a really nice set of flat pedals, not a pair of junky plastic pedals, some demo pedals. It does come with its own shock pump, so that's really cool. A lot of times when people come in to buy a full suspension bike, I have to sell them a shock pump. And this looks like a Fox shock pump. It says Diamondback on it, so it might be rebranded Fox. I can't say that for sure, but I've sold a lot of shocks that look like this. It comes with a spare derailleur hanger, and it does come with a cool mud guard. So this bike comes ready to ride out of the box. It's been a joy putting together so far, and I did just swap the tires. So that's that cross-country racer in me, taking off a more aggressive set of tires, and it was probably a set of tires that was made purpose-built for this bike, as far as, they don't know if they're going to sell this bike to some guys up in Arkansas or some guys down in Biloxi, Mississippi, or British, or down in BC or up in BC, California. You never know, so they spec'd it with some pretty good tires. But I wanted more of a faster rolling tire, so I threw on a set of Maxxis Icon 2.6s. And what surprised me was the weight of these rims. These are their Blanchard Diamondback branded rims, but they feel light. I sell a lot of nice carbon fiber wheels, a lot of nice wheel sets out of the shop. I'm a Specialized dealer, so I sell Roval. Their Traverse wheel set is great. It's pricey, but good stuff. It's nice that out of the box, these wheels feel really good. I've had friends tell me that they like the stock wheels on this bike. So I just set these things up tubeless about 15 minutes ago, and I was surprised, when I got these rims in my hand, just what they feel like. This is day off, and I'm in the mechanic shop right now. I don't have my normal scale and all the stuff I usually have when I do videos, so cut me a little slack. I'm gonna finish up the build tomorrow. I promised my girlfriend I'd get home and take her roller skating tonight. It's my day off. Anyway, the build's gone together really nice. I really like the feel and finish of the Diamondback. Everything, the welds look clean. I love this, their suspension that they've built on this thing. It's just this level link suspension just looks like it's gonna do exactly what it's advertised to do. When I took these bikes a year ago for a test ride out in Park City, they felt phenomenal. And I'm looking forward to getting this bike out on some of our local trails. When I say that, I live in Biloxi, Mississippi. So, I like our region. Sometimes, when you can spend 1 or 2 tanks of gas right now rather than a plane ticket and everything else, I can be up in Birmingham in like 4 hours and have some awesome riding. And from here to there's several trails. So there's something economical about mountain biking as well. Of course, you can make it as expensive and exotic as you want, but I'm trying to do it on a bike shop owner's budget, which, margins are small nowadays. So if I can get in my van, take a bike like this, and, spend a tank or 2 of gas and go have fun for 5 or 6 days and sleeping in a tent and in a van, man, that's going to be a blast. I'll let you know how the rest of this bike build goes tomorrow, because I'm out of here for today. But so far, super impressed with the release. Just building it up, unboxing, and what you get for your money. But proof was in the pudding, and that's what we're going to do here on the Bicycle Rider. Is we're going to take this bike and put it to the test ourselves. So I'll report back. I'll take you guys along with me. And like I said earlier in the video, if you guys want to come ride with me, I'll be up in the Birmingham area. Hit me up. Call me at the shop. It's 228-400-0280. I'm going to work tomorrow, and then the next few days I'll be out in the van. So I'm also on Facebook, Bart Luther on Facebook, and then Biloxi Bicycle Works on Facebook on the Facebook business site. And then we also have GovVelo, GOVVELO. Deshay, one of our local girls here in Biloxi, she runs the GovVelo website. So hit me up any of those if you guys want to find out where I'm at, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody, I'm going to go roller skating. Another thing I like to do. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.